Us virtually are two representatives of the Royal Grenada Police Force. We have Corporal Sherwin Noel and Corporal Kadina Douglas McLean. Thank you both for joining us this morning. I understand you have some sad news to share as it relates to Police Week 2020. Good morning to you both.
Good morning to you, and good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, Martinique, and the rest of the world.
Thank you once again. So, cancellation of Police Week 2020. Of course, COVID-19 continues his or her wrath around the world, and it has affected celebrations for this year for the RGPF.
Yes, unfortunately, we have been faced with this pandemic that has affected a lot of activities, and all major activities for 2020, our Police Week celebration, has been affected as well. Just before we get into...
Sorry, Corporal, there seems to be a feedback. I'm not sure if you have a radio or a television on or so. Right, I think it's gone away now.
One moment, please.
Yeah, I think it's better now. Corporal No, maybe you can share with us until Corporal McLean returns as it relates to the cancellation of Police Week 2020. What can you tell us until she comes back? Okay, we seem to be having a little bit of issues with the connection. Okay, it seems that she has returned. Okay, right, she has returned. Yes, go ahead, Corporal McLean.
Yes, so as I was saying earlier, I just wish to give a brief background as to our celebration. So over the years, on a yearly basis, are you hearing me, Blossom?
Yes, I am. Go ahead.
Yes. So over the years, we celebrate Police Week. It's a yearly initiative, and it's basically to celebrate our hard work, commitment, and dedication of officers in keeping our country safe. This year, it was scheduled to be held during the month of June. We usually highlight cultural, sporting, and other social aspects of the force, and it's basically to enhance our community relations, commitment, and support of our dedication in keeping Grenada safe. It also focuses on health and wellness, road safety, and violent crimes. Usually included in the week of activities, we have sporting activities, we have food festival, we have a static show, we have cocktails, a number of activities. We have public sensitization, we have wreath laying ceremony, church service, among other activities. The force is divided into 4 clubs. We identify them by the name and a color. Clarkson's is represented by red, James Club is green, Bido, yellow, Ogilvy's Club is blue. Also, we invite other entities to partner with us. So we have Her Majesty's Prisons, Grenada Airports Authority, and Customs and Excise Department. They are invited to participate in all aspects of our celebrations. Usually we invite regional forces to be a part of our sporting activities, and that will usually be at the climax of Police Week, because prior to the week of Police Week itself, we have activities leading up. So sometime in March, we would commence with some sporting activities and debate competitions and so on. So that's basically a brief background as to Police Week celebrations annually.
So, with the official cancellation of Police Week, are there any plans to incorporate maybe some of the activities in going forward? I know you can't do it on the large scale as you normally would for Police Week, but even like the community outreach and so, can you still facilitate that, or any plans to facilitate those activities?
Well, of course, bearing in mind our current circumstances, we need to tailor whatever plans we have going forward. So we would continue, of course, with our community outreach for sure, because that is a major aspect of our general community policing initiative. So we must continue with our community outreach. However, for the sporting activities and other activities, we would most likely have to start planning for next year, providing that things return to normalcy.
As you alluded to earlier, one of the main aims of the Police Week activity is to forge greater relationships between members of the force. How over the years, how much has that helped in that aim of bonding greater with members of the force and bringing everybody together in a better relationship? How has that worked over the years?
Blossom, just to add in a bit, it's to build camaraderie among members of the force and also to build a relationship or continue building on that relationship with members of the public. So it is twofold. And it has proven to be very effective, because from time to time we would target specific communities that are challenged with certain issues, and the police being there as a brother, a sister, somebody that you can come to and not feel no sense of holding back, then you can reach out to us. We're there with you. We're there socializing with you. We're sort of bridging that gap so that you're not fearful to come to the police to have that kind of relationship, to have that kind of discussion and these sort of things to build our relationship, basically. So it has proven to be a very, very effective tool for the organization. And that is why we continue to build on it. That is why we continue to broaden it. We continue to invite other entities to team up with us to bring that to the public.
Corporal Noel, let me bring you into the discussion now. You wanted to add something before I ask the question?
I just add, one of the plans that we had this year was to bring the sporting activity, the sports itself, to the St. Andrews. Something that we had in mind for quite a long time. We recognize that the people of St. Andrews are very, very, interesting in sports, that they come out to support sports 150%. And however, due to the COVID, that was unable to be done this year. So hopefully in the future, or maybe next year, we would see the sports meeting going to St. Andrews area.
In terms of developing the relationship with members of the public, how has Police Week facilitated that, specifically maybe with a little bit of training in community relations and so on? Has Police Week incorporated that part of it, ensuring that you do what you need to inside before you go outside to build that relationship?
Well, of course. What happens around Police Week is that you find that police would get involved in activities that they normally wouldn't take the time off to do. So, for instance, you might find that the police football team would play a game against maybe Monjalo or maybe, the St. John's football team, and you find that sort of interactiveness between the police and the community. Or maybe the cricket team would go, or the basketball team would go to Willis to play a game. And in that way, you build relationships between the police and the community and create that kind of bond that you're looking for. We would have seen in recent times the way that, the softer side of policing would touch people and would cause, divisions to come to a peaceful solution. We would have seen Mr. Cohen in action up at Gore recently, and that was a form of community policing, the kind of policing that we want to see more, and to use as an effective tool to build relationships between the community and the police. And Police Week is something of that sort of nature. It's a softer side of you get more to the roots of a problem than instead of just cutting down the tree and then it's stand back up. So Police Week is a great tool in community policing, and it's a great tool in policing generally.
As you mentioned, the Guelph situation with Superintendent Cohen, how that kind of camaraderie between the force and members of the public, how cooperative have members of the public been in accepting that kind of relationship that I know the force would like to establish with members of the public? Because the way that people in Guelph responded to Superintendent Cohen and members of the force on Sunday lets me know that there's something there. So on a general basis, how receptive have members of the public been to accept that kind of relationship, that kind of camaraderie?
Well, I would say the public has been very receptive, and I must commend the public. You wouldn't find 100% compliance in terms of persons wanting that relationship with the public, and we totally understand. But I must commend the public because more than 70% of the Grenadian population, they really appreciate the work that the police we are doing, and so this is good enough for us. But we are still working to get that 100%, compliance from the public in relation to the good work that the police is doing. We are not saying that the police is always right. We know that from time to time mistakes will be made, and so we rely on the public to support us in every aspect of it.
The situation, I know that's not what the topic is, but it's bringing up some things. Sorry. The situation in Guelph and the relationship between members of the public and the RGPF. What is the most important thing to keep in mind from the forces point of view, to keep in mind when going into what I would call a quote-unquote hostile situation like what was the atmosphere that was in Guelph on Sunday? What's the key frame of mind that officers need to have to go into that situation to bring peace?
With that situation, very calm. I wouldn't go with any sort of preoccupied mindset. Any sort of preoccupied mindset.
Sorry, we're getting a feedback. I'm not sure from where. Okay, right. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Corporal Noel.
Yes. So you go into that situation calm, collective, and you respond based on what is happening. And most of the times you don't start with the aggression and then boil down, but you start calm and you deal with the situation based on what arises.
All right. There is a comment on the Facebook that says, I would like to see more recruitment of female police officers. Hope they can smash the glass ceiling. I guess that's where I would bring in Corporal McLean once again as it relates to females within the RGPF. Tell me what your thoughts are as a woman, female police officers within the force and the numbers that we have in the force.
So Blossom, what we have seen happening recently is that Commissioner and his team has moved into an era where they are now looking at a more balanced approach. Because we know from the past, the police force was known as a male-dominated field, a men-dominated profession. However, they have chosen to move away from that sort of practice and have sort of adopted an approach that would give females an equal opportunity as our male comrades. Now, female officers in the force, we are basically on par, and even in some cases, outshining some of our colleagues. We are not in a minority in terms of posting, in terms of departments that we work, in terms of opportunities for training, in terms of opportunities for promotion and other opportunities. We are on par, or in some cases, we are outstanding or overshining some of our male comrades. We have moved away basically from male-dominated police force. For the two last courses that we have seen passed out, we have had about 40 and 50% of that course, the overall numbers being female officers. So we have begun to see that growth, that increase in the amount of female officers being recruited into the organization.
There are females. I have had about 3 conversations with different women who said, they have an interest in joining the force, but one said she felt intimidated with the large number of men. Another one said she wasn't sure that she would be able to do what she needs to because she does not think women are getting that kind of recognition when it comes to law enforcement. What would you say to these young women who have interest but they have reservations for one reason or the other?
Okay, I would say to these young women that they should put away their reservation. They should follow their dreams and they should not give up on whatever they plan to do. Whatever their dreams and aspirations are, they should not give up on that. Notwithstanding the duties that a female may have in the home as a parent, as a wife or so, they can fit in. You can merge the two. You can balance the two, because part of the police training teaches you to balance your life, sort of, to manage your time, to manage everything that really happens around you. So when you get that sort of training and you put it into your own personal life, it can work. You don't need to feel, well, okay, maybe if I get into the police force, I may not be able to have children because the duties are in a way that you may have to sleep in the station, or you may have to work odd hours or so. You may not think that I may be able to have a family, I may not be able to have a husband because of these circumstances. But I am saying that you can do all of these. You can live a normal life. I am living a normal life. You can do all of these things and just have balance in everything that you do. And they teach that at the police training school. You learn to manage your time, among other things. So it is doable, and I will encourage persons, especially women who are interested in having the RGPF as a career, who are interested in being a police officer, is not just looking for a work or looking for a job, is harnessing this opportunity, is embracing it. It is making the best of it because it is a noble institution. It is very, very, very satisfying. It is all the good things you can think about Blossom. It has good opportunities. It is secured, and I can go on and on. I can use multiple words, but it's a good path to take, and I would encourage persons to put aside their reservations and just go after their dreams.
Well, let me put you on the spot then, Corporal. As a female, what would you say is the toughest part of doing your job as a police woman?
I would say the toughest part of doing my job is that probably members of the public scene, because I personally am a little person. So you might think that a police should be a big bad person with all the size and the builds and everything. So people may take your size for granted and think that they can bully you or something like that. Maybe most of members of the public, but generally, I do not think that there is anything that I can really think about now that is really, that can stand by itself, that should deter me or have me think other thoughts that can be a sort of deterrent.
Okay, well, that could be a good thing. That could be a good thing. On that note, Corporals, let's take a break, and then we're going to come back and continue the discussion. This is To The Point on Classic, Hot, and GBN. We're going to take a quick break and come back inside. Don't move.
We believe this new virus spreads mostly from person to person through respiratory droplets produced when someone who is sick coughs or sneezes. This is similar to how flu and other respiratory illnesses spread. These droplets can land in the mouth or nose of people nearby, or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. Most person-to-person spread happens when people are in close contact, It's also possible that this virus can spread when someone touches a contaminated surface and then touches the mouth, nose, or eyes.
Let's Cook Tuesdays at 8 with a rebroadcast every Thursday at 10.
Welcome back to The Point. We are speaking with two representatives of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Corporal Sherwin Noel and Corporal Cardina Douglas McLean, and they are sharing news as they officially announced the cancellation of Police Week 2020. Corporals, with the cancellation this year, how would you go about planning and preparing for 2021? Because skipping this year, you have to come in 2021 bigger and better. So how would planning be going forward for Police Week 2021?
Well, Blossom, what we have now, we have a lot of time on our hands to ensure that we hit 2021 with a bang. So we have plans to start planning early. We would look at broadening some of the activities. We would look at developing some of the activities. We would look at a lot of public relations in terms of selling our activities to the public so that they'd be interested, they'd be willing to participate and willing to partner with us. We have time, so that is our advantage right now. We have a lot of time to do a lot of brainstorming, a lot of planning to ensure that 2021 is the year of a bang, the year of difference in terms of our celebrations.
Before I go forward, Corporal, just a little advisory that I just received. There's a traffic advisory that has been issued. Members of the force, they have blocked off the entry to the Mardi Gras main road due to a vehicular accident in the area. So motorists in Upper Mardi Gras surrounding areas, you are advised to use the Good Hope road and alternative routes to avoid getting stuck in the accident. Again, traffic advisory, police have blocked off the entry to the Mardi Gras main road due to a vehicular accident. So motorists are advised to use alternative routes to get to and from their various destinations if you need to use that area. Yes, Corporals, as it relates to sponsorship for Police Week 2020, how have Corporate Grenada come forward with support for the force and its events?
Corporate Grenada keeps surprising us over and over again. Corporate Grenada understands the roles and the functions of the police, and they are sort of supporting us to ensure that we maintain a safe and a peaceful society. They have, again, time and time, they have showed up. They had continued to partner with the police. They continue to support us. We have a major magazine that we publish every year for Police Week. And the support towards that alone has been overwhelming, Blossom. It has been tremendous. Notwithstanding the fact that things would not go ahead as planned, the initial support that we received, the initial commitment that we received from Corporate Grenada is commendable, and it would be remiss of us here today to not mention that. We have received some major support from partners such as Grenada Cooperative Bank, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and a number of the hotels and so on. So we are very, very much appreciative of the support that they have continued to show over and over. towards all our initiatives whenever we reach out to them and say, this is our plans, this is what we want to do, and the purpose of doing such. And they reach out to us, they embrace us, and they support us in whatever we are doing that would maintain a state of normalcy in the country. Because with a well-policed state, a normal functioning state would only cause that sort of effect that would positively impact all different aspects of the society. So corporate Grenada understands that, and they support us in our endeavors.
What about fundraising, merchandising by the force? Do you have that going on currently?
Yes, we prior to COVID, we had a number of activities going on. We had some happy hours. We had different forms of fundraisers. We had luncheons. We had breakfast sales. We also have items, memorabilia, and so on for Police Week. Outside of that, we also have items for sale that can be used for exercising purposes. I have seen that COVID has caused a lot of people to put into introspect the importance of exercise in Boston. A lot of people are on the road, a lot of people are hitting the gym, and we have a lot of things that can aid in that. We have sweatpants, we have tights, we have the sports bra, sneakers, a number of items blossom, and they are on unbeatable prices and very good brands that would stand the test of all these rigorous activities. We continue though with the merchandising because we want to ensure that we have enough funding going forward. So we have not stopped with that aspect of fundraiser, with the merchandising of that. On that note, a number of persons, civilians, they would have indicated their interest in probably wearing something that has the police insignia on it. But they're sort of timid or concerned that it is for police only to wear. And I wish to say this morning that any person, any member of the public can purchase a T-shirt. You can wear a Police Week T-shirt proudly. It is not limited to police officers to purchase only. It is for any member of the public who wishes to support us in our fundraising efforts.
All right, now it's time to open the phone lines. We are going to invite members of the public who may have questions as it relates to Police Week. You can call the landline 435-2041. You can also message us on the WhatsApp. It's also 435-2041. Please, only written messages on the WhatsApp that can be facilitated. No voice or video calls, no voice notes, videos, YouTube links, pictures, just written messages on the WhatsApp. You can also pose your comments, questions, queries, concerns on the GBN Television Facebook page and the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. Let's go to our first caller. Good morning.
Morning, greetings, Blossom.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
City officers. Now, my question is that in this little country here, to my observation, is that we don't try to bring respect among people and officers. I think it's not we trying to build fear among each other, that the people should afraid when they see a policeman, feel fear and tremble. I feel when you see a policeman, you should feel happy. And I feel when a policeman meet the people, when they meet us, they should have a smile for us too. And let the heart, because we don't come to fight with each other, we come to protect and save each other from probably ill-disciplined attitudes and etc. So I think your duty is to help us to respect you all as vice versa. You all respect us. We will make a better state, a better country, and we could help the world to be better. Yes, thanks. Much love.
Thank you, caller. I see you agreeing, Corporal McLean. You agree?
Yes, I do. It's a two-way street. It's a twofold approach. And we need members of the public as much as they need us to get our functions done.
Corporal Noel, you agree as well with the caller?
Yes, I agree. As Corporal McLean said earlier, the police force is no longer about that big size and aggression. It's more about, being tactical, being smart, in your approach to people, and using that sort of tact to get compliance. And we cannot say from our statistics, that police is very aggressive in Grenada. There are a few situations that we receive complaints about of police using excessive force, but generally, as we say, we have a lot of more female police officers. We have a lot of more police officers that using tact out there, and we are very grateful, for that insight of our Commissioner of Police in terms of that sort of approach. I know that the training the police receive at the police training school is not to go out and abuse their power, but is to first use that sort of insight and that good approach that they have to execute their duties.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, officers. Tell me, please, to what extent are members of the public allowed to wear camouflage items of clothing, whether it be hat, cap, shirt, pants, whatever? Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller.
May I just say that the Military Uniform Prohibition Act, all right, as I said, it's an act, and it's in our laws. It prohibits the wearing or for the sale or importation of any military uniform. And that when I say military uniform, that doesn't include a boots that you might see a SSU man wearing or something, because the boots in itself is not considered as something military. You wear it for that purpose, but it can be used for other purpose as well. But in terms of the camouflage pants, the jacket, the hat, the cap, or what, these are prohibited items, and they should not be worn by members of the public, or even a police officer who is not attached to that department should not. Yeah, and it doesn't only say is a military uniform worn by our military organization or by any other military organization. So it doesn't only mean that it's a green camouflage, but you have the brown, you have whatever.
All right, let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, I am into the program, and I heard the officer make mention as to the exercising equipment that they have for unbeatable prices. I am interested in getting one to work on the abs. I would like to know if they have and where I'll be able to get one. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Corporals?
Can you repeat it for me, please?
The equipment, she's looking for a piece of equipment that she can work out her abs. She wants a six-pack, and she wants to know where she can get it from.
Oh, we do not carry any of these sort of equipment as yet. So I'm not sure if she may have to source it from outside, but we do not have these workout equipment.
Okay.
We have the clothing and so on.
And somebody's asking where they can get the clothes to purchase. Which departments possibly or so?
Okay, so you can check the Community Relations Department, that is where I'm attached, or the Police Welfare Association, that's on Fort George, or they can call me, message me on Facebook, can call the Community Relations Department, and we can arrange a delivery or so. Also, I am usually located at Paradise Junction on Sundays, so you can check me there as well.
Somebody is asking, how does the local police feel? No. Does the local police feel pressured by any spillover effects in the Black Lives Matter movement?
As our superintendent would have stated over the weekend in blog on Sunday, persons have their rights. But we ought to be careful that whatever rights that you have, it does not infringe on other person's rights, or it doesn't cause you to break the law. So yes, I would say personally, I believe that the Black Lives Matter issue in the States also, it's causing a rippling effect. You can see persons here are very vocal and outspoken and so on in relation to that. But just an admonishment that you have your rights, but at the same time, other persons have their rights, and there's the law that we need to uphold and be mindful of in all that we endeavor to do.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom. I think that the police force, the police commissioner must be aware of the number of females that he's hiring. And to my opinion, females are going to weaken the force. We need to have men in the force. It's now hearing that there are a lot of women graduating. Yes, well done to women. However, they must monitor the ratio of men, male to female. Females have a way of sometimes dropping standards. The males have had a high standard so far, and it must be mindful of the fact that with too much women in the force, it can become a problem to our nation. And I'm a little bit concerned about, you're a woman and you might defend women, but I'm just saying how I feel. And also, I'm a little bit uppish about, for example, I know the males have to keep a low hairstyle at all times to keep their hair low. And now I'm seeing the ladies with a kind of wild, radical hairstyle, So, things like that. That's women coming and they change stuff. So I don't want to see our police force staying. So I want to see the men dominating. That's me. Good morning. Thanks.
Miss, I respect your opinion, but I take very much offense. Sorry. Go ahead, Corporal.
Yeah. It is rather unfortunate that my dear sister would brand women as weak. And also look at the outer appearance of a person and judge them by their hair. The hair would not qualify what your potential is. It doesn't qualify or says that you're not able to carry out your function. In fact, women in the force have proven and continue to prove their worth. We are on par, as I stated, or in cases we outshine some of the male comrades. So it is rather unfortunate to hear such comments from a woman herself. It is unfair because personally I know of women in the force. Women are taking a lead in terms of advancing themselves, in terms of their education, in terms of the prospects in moving forward, in terms of training. We have women who are representing the organization overseas and they are doing exceptionally well. There are cases where male and female go out and the females will top courses, they would outshine, they would represent the organization and our country to the best of their ability and sometimes even top in some of the courses. So it is unfortunate that we would make such comments to say that we are weak as female officers. We are just as good, or even sometimes in cases we outshine some of our colleagues. We're just as good as we can plan operations. We can do everything that is required of us when called upon to. I have no reservation and I have no doubts in my mind that we are on par with our colleagues and even outshine in some cases.
Corporal McLean, I agree with you 100%. It was unfortunate. Corporal Noel, can you weigh in on this as well, what the caller just said about females would weaken the force?
Yeah, I beg to differ with the caller, yeah? I see women as outstanding. I see women as a challenge and, finding their place in the world because, for years, women has been fighting for equal rights, the police force is moving in that direction, and I see no reason why we should seek to, reconsider or recruit less female police officers in the RGPF. It's a time when, we have to look at the challenges out there. We have to look at, women looking to get to be independent And it's not the traditional way that it used to be, because now we have women who are willing to assist, and it makes a big difference in the home. It makes a big difference in the family when you see women are achieving and they're out there competing with the men, and in some cases, as the corporal said, outshining the male. Because, for instance, we had 2 female officers from the Special Services Unit that went on courses, very challenging courses, and they returned successful on top of their course, and we are very proud of them. And I would urge women to continue to strive for excellence in this land.
Thank you both, and I will just read some of the comments coming in after that caller, because I think it is important that we share the other side of the coin. Some of the comments on Facebook are saying women have been fighting wars for years. Another one said women are women haters. Another comment says that caller is the prime reason why women face the challenges we do. We don't support each other. Wishing you well nevertheless. Another comment says very unfortunate comments from the caller. Our female officers are extremely professional. I have been in combat with them and they are effective as any man. Somebody else says, we fully support our female colleagues in the RGPF. You make us so much better as an organization. And another comment says, I disagree with that caller. Women are very strong in the police or military. They are very educated and outshine lots of men in different areas. I'm trying to not take offense, but it's difficult. It's difficult to not take offense. Let me get some of the WhatsApp questions to the officers. Somebody asks, seeing that there are many Grenadians in the New York Police Department in the U.S. and in top positions in the force, can you tell me what relationship the RGPF shares with the NYPD, and are they part of Police Week?
Blossom, some time ago, the RGPF would have received donations from our colleagues over in the US in the NYPD. So we have a relationship with them. We communicate with them and so on. They donated some bulletproof vests and other protective equipments to the RGPF. Prior to COVID again, I would have reached out to a family member in New York who would have forwarded me to another member of the NYPD to partner with us for our Police Week activities. Unfortunately, that did not go very far due to the pandemic. However, we are not putting that out the back door as yet. We will continue to build on our relationship and see where it takes us.
There is another comment on the WhatsApp that asks, well, somebody is saying, I am impressed with the female police officer. Your hairstyle is very real. You're very knowledgeable. Most of all, you're friendly. That's for Corporal McLean. Somebody else suggests giving police officers body cameras to protect them from the abuse from some of our citizens. Would the use of body cameras for officers help the RGPF in doing its duties and carrying out its duties?
I believe so. Some time ago, the commissioner at present commissioner, he was a deputy police commissioner at the time, and he took up the initiative to sort of run that program for a short while to see the impact the body cams would have on the general functions, the daily functions of police officers on the front line especially. And it was a very rewarding trial, I must say. And I'm not certain as to the direction that will take, but I knew that at that time it was very high on his agenda. So I personally believe that it is a good thing, because in some instances, video footage would have justified the police action in certain cases. So if officers are carrying their body cams and they can record their interaction with members of the public, and they can see the entire situation unfold and you can follow via video footage, I believe that it can only work in the best interest in getting a the best possible solution to whatever may transpire from that situation. And I also believe that in this day and age of technology, I believe that that would be the best direction to go into. And we can be basically on par with the rest of the world. We can improve our technology, and that would only work in the best interest of the entire society.
Is either one of you aware of the penalty or penalties a police officer may face if they are not in SSU or RRU, but they are wearing camouflage? Are you aware of the penalty or penalties? Would it be the same as the penalties for members of the public?
We have internal disciplinary proceedings that would take place, Blossom, and there are various offenses that police officers can be charged under internally, and based on the offense, based on the entire outcome of the matter, fitting penalty or fitting charge can be placed on that officer. So we can't say exactly what that would be, but there are different penalties, there are different outcomes for different charges that are laid against officers for various offenses with our internal disciplinary proceedings.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hi, Blossom. Good morning, and good morning to the officer.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm calling this morning to tell the officer she's doing pretty fine. Yes, officer, you raise me nose. You raise me nose, girl. Do what you're doing. I know you like your job. Sometimes I just cuss you and tell you the job don't have overtime. Come home and say about your children, but girl, you raise me nose. Do your job, you hear, child? Love you. Bye-bye, Blossom.
Bye. Thank you very much, caller. Don't put a smile on my face. That's one of your neighbors, isn't it? Or your friend. Thank you very much, caller.
That's my mom, Blossom.
Oh, morning, mommy. Oh, great. That was
Blossom,
funny.
I just wanted to add, in relation to the military uniform, for a member of the public to wear this uniform, they must first get permission from the Commissioner of Police. So permission must be sorted and granted. Yeah, you see that happening sometimes for carnival in the shows where artists might want to portray or come out, like a soldier or something. So they write to the Commissioner of Police, and if permission is granted, then they can go ahead and get that uniform borrowed from the police and they can wait. Or if they have it, then they can wait.
Okay. There is a question on the a comment on the WhatsApp. We need to uphold, somebody's calling the WhatsApp. No calls on the WhatsApp, please. Only written messages on the WhatsApp. Sorry, the comment is, we need to uphold the law and treat all the same. Our national footballer is our pride. Police does not lift our country's image. So his leg is what he uses to kick the ball. We need justice for him, not lip service and old talk. Any comments, responses? No. Okay. Back to the phone line.
That was a comment. I don't think we need to respond.
Okay. Back to the phone line. Good morning.
Citizen Welsh, good morning. Greetings. I hadn't planned to talk, but something came out a while ago that has urged me to make a statement. Listen, Citizen Welsh. The individual who called there and made a statement to the effect that women will weaken the police force is the most ridiculous thing I've heard in my whole life. Listen, women have their way, but they're great, Citizen Welsh. You know something, I'll talk of my own experience. For 11 years now, I've been moving around the tongue of St. George and around my country generally in my condition as a visually impaired person. And the most presentable, most decent way I've been treated by women police of this here country, women police officers. They meet you and they say good morning and they offer assistance. Citizen Welsh, you know what? I'll give you an example. A policewoman met me one time, many of them, and you know what she said to me? Excuse me, sir, can I help you? I said, yes, certainly. And she said, I'm a police officer. I was struck. As we say locally, I was struck. But you know what? A police officer from time to time, when he see me feeling along the road and go, where you going? I said, where you going at the police? You see the difference. What I'm trying to say here is the manner in which women police go along the job, the greater communication skills on the line, that communication skills make these people much more fit to be police officers in this here country and to serve and not to brutalize the people. So even except for one occasion, I won't call the name, but here the citizen Welsh. I wish to end by saying this. I wish that one day in this here country, before I cross over, to see a woman in the seat of the chief of police, if we don't really get a new constitution before, because we don't have any commissioner of police in this country here, that is a chief of police, and I hope she isn't acting that she gets the job because they're competent. They're not only fit for behaving children, because the matter of fact, there's the greatest skill anybody can have. Have a nice day, will you?
Thank you very much, Citizen Rolo, for that comment. Thank you very much. Replies? No? Okay, there is another comment on the WhatsApp. Even with no police week this year, with police operations in the spotlight so much these days and the extra pressures of COVID-19, what is the RGPF doing to reach out to the population? P.S. The female officer rocks with her hairstyle, loving the natural look. So what is the RGPF doing to reach out to the population?
Blossom, from the community relations arm, this is one of our ways of reaching out to the public. We have a number of ways that we would reach out to the public. We would do community walkthroughs, we would do community engagements, we would do community forums, and a lot of media awareness, a lot of media programs that would sort of bridge that gap between the police and the public.
Sorry, McLean, Corporal McLean, I'm getting the feedback again. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, notwithstanding the fact that there is no police week this year, we continue with our public outreach. We continue because added to police week, we do community outreach. Number of departments, they conduct their community outreach in their own unique way. So, for example, the CID would do their fundraisers, and in turn, they would make contributions to some of the less fortunate in society. We have the happy faces of the traffic department that continues with the less fortunate and the destitute in society. We have a number of arms and departments who continue to do their community outreach, continue to do their part. So there's not only police week or community relations department that focuses on community outreach, but it is a general approach from the various arms of the organization. So we continue with our various forms of outreach, and we would continue into next year and on years to come, because we believe in it, and we know that it can and it continues to assist us greatly in bridging that gap with the police and the public.
Okay, and that brings us to the end of the program. Before I go, Corporal Noel, somebody wants me to let you know that you did a great job when you came to her daughter's school and you taught them very well. So kudos to you, Corporal Noel, and kudos to you, Corporal McLean, as well.
Thank you.
Thank you both for being our
Thanks.
Thank you both for being our guests this morning. Continue to stay safe and protecting the citizens, and we appreciate the job that you do. Have yourselves a good Tuesday.
In closing, Blossom, I just wish to say that it is really unfortunate that COVID-19 is here and it hampered our celebrations, and it sort of had to leave us with no other option than to cancel. However, I wish to say that we are hopeful that Police Week 2021 will be celebrated once all goes well, and we look forward to a bumper celebration, and we look forward to members of the public partnering with us to ensure that we have the best celebration ever.
I agree. Thank you very much. Looking forward to 2021, God willing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We want to thank both Corporals McLean and Noel for being our guests on To The Point this morning as they officially announced the cancellation of Police Week 2020. Plans are already in place for 2021, and we look forward to that happening. Thank you once again to the both of you. That's the end of the program this morning. Thank you guys so much for participating. Just a reminder of what is coming up next at 10 right here on Classic FM and Hot FM. We will be facilitating ECCB Dialogue from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And then at 10 also on our visual platforms, the Ministry of Education will be facilitating their live news conference from 10 as well, post-cabinet briefing, where they will deal with educational matters. The Minister of Education, Emmeline Pear, as well as the Permanent Secretary and the Chief Education Officer, among other officials, will be facilitating the news conference at 10. So again, ECCB Dialogue will be on Classic and Hot 98 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and also happening at 10 on our visual platforms will be the Ministry of Education's news conference. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to The Point. I'll be back with you tomorrow, God willing. Stay safe, stay healthy, be responsible in all that you do, and have yourselves a productive Tuesday. Bye-bye, everybody.